Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make some fun pottery tools like this scratching tool and this cutting wire tool that you can use to cut your pieces off the bat. What's great about these is they have these little loops on the ends that you can use to hang off of the side of your bucket so you don't lose them. I know all the time I'm like, where did I do with my wire cutting tool? But also you can make them really creative. They don't have to be simple. Sarah Rowe made these, another instructor. They're witch fingers and they are amazing. They also hang off the side of the bucket, which is the key here. So let's get started. First we're going to do the scratching tool. You're going to need clay, a needle tool, sewing pins or needles. This is a really simple, easy project that you can do if you have any extra clay from a project and you don't know what to do with it and you don't want to stick it in the reclaim bucket. All you really need to do is create a piece that has one flat side. So I do these kind of flat coils that are pretty small. I want to be able to just kind of hold it in my hand easily. So nothing crazy. But then I roll it out, keep going, shorten it, and then I smooth down the sides. I want to keep it quite clean and make sure my hand fits in it easily. Then I'm going to set that off to the side to dry up a bit. Once it is dried, now I'm ready to add the holes for my sewing needles. So all you're going to do is on your flat side, take your needle tool and just simply stick it in. You're going to stick it in straight. You don't want it at any angle or then your needles will go off to the side. So take your time pushing in straight. I do about 5 needles on my scratching tool, but you can do 3, you can do 10, however many you want. You're supplying your own needles, so it's up to you. Once you put them in, it's ready to be fired. That's it. The needle tool hole is going to be bigger than your sewing pin needles, so it will be perfect by the time it's fired and shrink. I glazed mine around. I left the flat side with no glaze where the needles go in. And I put this in cone 10. It's great. And it scratches better than just using a single needle tool or one of those scratching tools you get in those kits. This is pretty good. Alright, now we're going to do the cutting wire tool. For this you need your clay, a needle tool, beading wire, crimping beads, and jewelry pliers. So this is like the easiest project. If you're gonna keep it simple like I did for mine, all I did was make these coiled snakes and bend over one end. And that's it. They'll hang on your bucket. Even if they shrink, they'll fit well. The only thing you're gonna need to do is once it sets up, you're gonna put a hole at one end with your needle tool. Now we're ready, after it's fired, to add our crimping beads and our wire. Beading wire is great because it has a strong tensile strength, but when you bend it, it won't keep its shape, which you don't want your wire to do. You want to keep it kind of round because any creases, they can break. So make sure you cut your wire long enough so that you know it will go over an entire bat. Longer is better because you can always make it shorter. If it's too short, then you got to start over. So all you're going to do is you're going to grab some one crimping bead per side, so you need 2 crimping beads. You're going to stick it on the wire, and then you're going to thread on your the end piece that you made out of clay. Then you're going to pull the clay through the, you're going to pull the wire through the other side of the crimping bead, and making sure it's tight. And then you will crimp it. Yeah, it's easy. Crimp it down with your pliers and it will hold in place. You don't want to push too hard with your pliers on the crimping bead because you will break it. So just as long as it's closed, your pliers have both sides have met, then you've crimped it hard enough. So to see it again, put your crimping bead on first. Always put your crimping bead on first. Then your end that you made out of clay, just like a bead, and stick that piece of wire through the other side. So I'll show you. So your bead's on there. You've got your excess wire. Put it through your crimping bead. pull it down so that it's tight and where you want it. Make sure it's long enough. And then crimp down your bead with your pliers. Right. And that's pretty much it. Now the only thing left to do is to cut off the excess wire. Make sure you get pliers with these cutters on it. It'll just make things easier. Or we actually have these pliers. We can use them as long as you're wearing gloves. We can share. And that's it. You got your cutting wire. Thanks for watching. Bye.